Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for this exclusive webinar with University of Warmia and Mazury in Poland. So today's webinar will be going on for 1 hour. In the first half, we'll have the presentation, we'll discuss about the university, and then we'll move on to the Q&A session. So this is where you'll be able to type your questions and we'll be answering them. Today we have Mr. Powell from University of Warmia and Mazury. Over to you, Mr. Powell.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm happy that you had the chance to join today's meeting, and shortly I will be showing you a presentation about our university. Of course, first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Kadri and the Kadri International team for organizing such an event. And we are really happy also to join shortly the Global Expo in Dubai, Alain in Abu Dhabi. So if anyone around you would still have some kind of questions in regards to our university, then please feel free to join that event. My name is Paweł Wrenko, and I do represent the School of Medicine of University of Warmia and Mazury in Olsztyn. Our location is in Poland. Basically, I'm here. So Poland is located in the heart of Europe. We are part of European Union. So basically, our neighbor countries are Germany to the western part, Czech to the southern, and Slovakia part. So everywhere is almost close. So basically, you would join our university. So as you can see here, the map of Poland, we are located in the northern part of Poland. Olsztyn is a capital city of the region, which is also branded in our university name. So the region is called Warmia and Mazury, and we are the capital city. So we are the largest university in our region. When it comes to the transportation, so basically, because this is also quite often, so you can see where we are. We are in between Gdańsk, where the Baltic Sea is located, and our capital of Poland, Warsaw. So if your decision would be that you would want to join our university and you would be admitted, so basically more likely the connections flight would be directly to Warsaw. That's the main and the most convenient airport when it comes to here the flights from Middle East or any other countries. So basically that's the first entry airport. Of course, Olsztyn has an airport. However, we are more likely, the majority of our students are flying through Warsaw. It's 2 hours drive, I would say right now, from Warsaw, where you can catch a train, bus, coach. So it's really fast and convenient. The benefit already being in Olsztyn is that you are in a mid-sized city, so you are benefiting out of it, that you have almost everywhere walking distance, and you don't need to spend and lose some time for the move around point A to B. Here it's everywhere close, but I want to show you the city where we are located, so that would be giving you a just short overview, because our region is called the Greenland of Poland. So you will see everywhere many lakes and forests, a lot of greens. So many places where you could enjoy your free time during the studies. So this is something that is really advantage of our university. So just so that was Olsztyn city, and this is where one of the district part of Olsztyn, it's our campus. It's one of the most beautiful campuses in Poland, or even some are saying that in Europe. As you can see, we are a part of University of Warmia and Mazury in Olsztyn. This university has already a longer history. In general, it was established in 1999 from a combination of three academies here located in Olsztyn. And our School of Medicine has been established in 2007. The English division runs since 2010. So around our university, we have 7 different faculties, and the largest international group, of course, are our medicine students. So as well here, just a short video that will be giving you an overview about university.
Joyride, a hit and run. I thought I loved you and you thought I was fun. I'm moving on down the road. Watch me as I go, watch me as I go. Should I look both ways before you cross me, baby? 'Cause I don't break for boys. I'm moving on, hey, hey, hey. I'm moving on, hey. Got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way. Let's stop love. I'm moving on, got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way. Let's stop love. I'm moving on.
So School of Medicine, as I mentioned, is a part of 17 different faculties. So there are more than 20,000 students at our university. When it comes to medicine students, more than 1,000 students are in general here at our university. More than 300 are international students that joined the 6-year medicine in English. So basically, we are one of the youngest medical schools in Poland, and thanks to that, also we are one of the best equipped medical schools in Poland. Of course, the main motto of here the school is to provide you with the highest quality of education. So here, thanks to that, we have a great infrastructure with many new tools, including simulation center, and basically we have international professors that are really fluent in many specialties. They've been visiting or even living or being educated in European countries, as example UK, or even overseas in US. So it would be an international community of our academic staff. Why UVM? Because of course we know that in general, only even when we focus on European Union, you have many options, and why should you especially consider our School of Medicine? One of the arguments that is quite important for many, it is that we are a public government university. So thanks to that, we have to fulfill all kind of standards, and also you have the assurance that all diplomas and degrees that you will gain from our university will be worldwide recognized. So as you already had the chance to experience and see even during that short video, it's our campus, and so it's really a great place, especially during the springtime and summertime, or even wintertime when there is also snow. So that is really a benefit and advantage when it comes to our university. Our university is a friendly university. As you can see, it has been even twice awarded by the Student Parliament of the Republic of Poland, and continuously we are gaining always any kind of awards from that Student Parliament for, as example, the best student festival already a couple of times. And so what I mentioned as well, thanks to that being a public university, your degree would be worldwide recognized. So as example, all over the European Union, USA, Canada, UK, India. The benefit is that we have small teaching groups. It's not everywhere that you have this kind of opportunity to study in that kind of small teaching groups. During the first basic science and subject, you will be divided into small teaching groups. So you have 10 to 12 students per teacher. When it comes to clinics, it's going to be between 5 to 6 students, or in some cases of intensive care or gynecology, it even drops to 3 students per teacher. A really important information is also that the clinical approach starts already from the first year. So basically, here it's not only knowledge from the books, but we want to show you also what is the benefit and what you work for, why this is really important, so that you know that the preparation, I would say, for the clinical setup that is made during the first year would be later on helping you. So here, starting from first year, of course, limited. However, already you will have access to some of the clinics located in the hospitals, where you already would be having some first contact with the patients. And also simulation center. Of course, it's nothing new, I would say, when it comes especially to Poland or other European Union medical schools. However, this is what every school has to have nowadays, so that you can, first of all, prepare yourself in the simulation center before you can do any kind of clinical skills on the patients. So we've been the first university that has been opening a simulation center, and that is for sure also one of the benefits. Of course, there are more, but if you would want to find out, and of course later on we can share that, or you can experience that during that fair that I mentioned, so we can explain. So in Poland, the standards of medicine are regulated by the states. So almost every university has to, let's say not almost, every university has to fulfill the same standards. There is a particular number for each university that we can redesign that according to our curriculum, and we are making that use what I mentioned. So we implemented already starting from the first year the clinical setups here. And thanks to that, the standards are equal to the US and UK. So that is why we have the recognition and accreditations in these countries. So 6-year course of medicine, as I mentioned, first 3 years are mainly basic sciences. This is our overview of the curriculum. Starting from year 3, you are already having some introductories from the clinical subjects, and then year 4, 5, 6, only clinical subjects. Year 6 is only practical, so there is no lectures and seminars at all. And after passing all exams and credits after year 6, you can start your journey as a doctor. Anywhere, it means only that you have to make the decision where you would want to continue. The benefit is that all over around European Union, that degree is recognized without any equivalency certificates or any extra procedures. Being a student at our university, as you were able to see, and there are nice locations. So we have even 3 university-owned lakes. So you can enjoy your student life there. There are many sport facilities, many student scientific groups and student clubs where you can spend some time. Of course, the first year wouldn't be that easy, and basically, especially first year, it's really intense. So basically, the majority of our students spend the maximum time rather in the library or at dorms and prepares them for the studies than having any kind of extra activities. But this is for sure available at our campus. So you have the option also to receive a place at our dormitories. The majority of the first year students are making a choice to stay on campus. So basically, later on, they make a decision if they want to move out from the campus and rent an apartment. First of all, for sure, a benefit staying on campus is that you will know each other and you will know the surrounding, and then you will make the exact decision where is the better place for you to stay. When you will make a decision to stay on campus, then mainly our students do stay in single rooms, fully furnished and equipped with internet access. There is monthly rent. Later on, I will show you approximately cost in regards to that. So whatever is needed can be found on campus. So there are grocery stores, pharmacy, sport facilities, and the library, and mainly all other faculties and the faculty and rector's office. So everything is almost in one place. Of course, except the hospitals that are located in the city, but the distance between the campus and the hospitals are only 15 minutes. When it comes to the most important part, maybe for some, because it's a quite really often a question, and for some, of course, the financial part is really important. Our tuition fees are same for every year. So due to the increase of the services and the costs, are most likely the upcoming tuition fee will be approximately 14,000 euros. You can pay this tuition fee in 2 installments every year. When it comes to the first year, there is only a slight change that after you will be getting from the university side an offer letter, then you would need to pay approximately 7,000 euros in the mentioned timeframes and deadlines according to our admission procedure. Later on, our academic year starts always in October, so basically here before October, so at the end of September, you would need to pay the first installment, then the next installment would be somewhere in February each year. And it's a fixed price, so as a public university, we provide you with a contract, and the price is fixed already for 6 years, so there wouldn't be any kind of change for you after you will join our university. Any living cost expenses, of course, it's approximately also costs. To give you a general overview, as example, our dorm accommodation, it is 1,100 for a single room accommodation. If you want to drop the cost, so you can share the room and then you pay the half, so 550. Monthly public transportation ticket is only 50, so it's around 10 euros to 12 euros. So food and other some expenses, I think 1,300 to 1,500. Any kind of phone and entertainment, I would say you need to add in that kind of range. So overall, 600 euros to 800 euros approximately, that would be the monthly costs for you. Of course, you can make savings, or of course, it depends on your lifestyle, it can increase even. But in general, just to give you an overview, of course, Poland, in the comparison to other European countries, it has still affordable prices. So here, that is also why many students are considering Poland as their main destination. If you want to start the studies at our university, here just shortly I will tell you about our admission process. If you want to apply, all information, of course, here would be shared by Cadre International. They would be up to date, they know the process, so thanks to that, you wouldn't face any kind of difficulties. Here we work together since a longer time, so basically I don't want to go into details. Just please contact Cadre International and they will guide you in regards to that. However, of course, what is mentioned to being said is we need from your side few documents, and the main ones are, of course, your high school diploma, and all other documents. We would be verifying them and letting you know what is needed. Such information would be shared in the offer letter. What are the next steps, what are the documents, and what are the time frames and deadlines for you to fulfill and receive the place from our university. Application deadline is July of the upcoming year. Why we say July? Because of course those that do require a visa, you need to have some time unless such a visa can be granted, and we know that the process takes time. So the sooner you will apply, the better for you. Because our academic year, as I already mentioned, starts in October. Before the first year, we have also a preparation course for you. That will be lasting for 2 weeks. So in the middle of September, we are already expecting you to reach Poland. So that is why we are advising you to apply latest in July. So how are we taking you into our school? Majority of our students have to go through the competency exam. It is structured in that kind of way that you would have questions from biology. This subject is obligatory, and then you will choose chemistry or physics. And we also gonna check your science subjects from your high school, and based on that overall combined result, we'll consider and make the decision if we can accept you, or at that moment you would be on the waiting list, or you will get also maybe, let's hope not, but there are situations that we are not accepting students due to that low result from that competency exam. There is an option also that you can be exempt from that competency exam if you are right now in your final year. Students from IB diploma curriculum are exempt. We are admitting them on their results, final results from IB. British curriculum, equal situation. We require 3 A levels, and we will be considering your admission based on your AS levels and the A level results. We require in all cases here that you will have bio as a mandatory subject, and also a choice of 2 other subjects from the subject chemistry, physics, or math. I would say when it comes to the IB diploma, if someone has an overall score above 30, there is a high chance for admission. British curriculum, A levels, I would say if we do have a B's and up, or if biology is B and the other subject is slightly below here, there is also a chance for getting admission. American curriculum, here we would require APs from bio and chem, UCAT, MCAT, just on the result, and NEET exam holders also on the result. So if you are holding that kind of exam result, so you just need to share your results, and the admission committee will be checking if this kind of score is available to grant you a place. How many places we have each year? We have 110 places for our here medicine program in English. However, the places here are limited only to those that do fulfill the requirements. So as I mentioned, those that do pass the exam. For the university, there is no priority that we have to fulfill all places. We want to have quality students, so we rather will not take you in and say you are not well prepared, then give you a place and you would need to drop after year 1. So that is also something that is really important to be mentioned from our side. If you would be a student, as I mentioned, especially from year 3, we are working, we have our own university clinical hospital. However, around Olsztyn, you have also rotations in different 6 regional hospital. So you would be having the chance to see many patients with different diseases. We have specialists in all areas. So here, that is what also is being asked from us. If you would be accepted, then you will join our international community. We have students from more than 30 countries, and here for sure you will have nice studies in a nice place with affordable tuition fees and living cost expenses. And if you would want, please contact us or Cadre International. And right now, I would like to thank you, and I'm waiting then for the Q&A section.
Thank you very much, Mr. Babel, for that very detailed presentation. So I think we can move on to the Q&A session now. And students, you can type your questions in the Q&A box. It should be at the center bottom of your screen. And then we'll be answering the questions for you. Let's see. I think the presentation was very clear, Mr. Babel.
Yes, I think we have, in the meantime, can you talk about your accommodation, because you have got one of the best, accommodation here, the lakeside. Can you explain and then just you, and then after that, I think we have got few questions now. Okay.
Yeah, Alston and our university is quite famous when it comes to that accommodation, because as I mentioned, you have this beautiful locations with lake view. As Dr. Kadri was visiting our university, so he knows about it. We've been showing our campus. You will experience it from the first day. So it's almost as a hotel structure, because you are getting a key to your room. Of course, as I mentioned, if you want to have your privacy, so you can have an individual single accommodation, and on each floor there are laundries, there are kitchens, inside of your room you have your own bathroom, and the price is, of course, in the comparison, triple time less than renting an apartment, and even in many cases, students that have been moving out from the dorms are sometimes returning back to the accommodation on campus.
All right. So we'll move on to the questions. First question is by Durjoy. Are there any scholarships available?
Yes, we do have let's say maybe not exact a scholarship, but it is a scholarship, I would say. It's a Rector's Awards for the best in international students, so based on the GPA. However, it is given and granted after year one, because we want to verify you with our tools, with our exams and credits, and based on the GPA. So if you are scoring 4.5 out of 5, then you can apply for such a scholarship, and then approximately 40% from the second installment can be deducted.
All right. Question by Umar. Did the visa take long? Does it take long, such as the visa for the Czech?
It's almost every European Union country. The time frames for the visa is almost the same. It's just a matter maybe of a week or two. However, we are right now here in Poland in the process of student visas, that there would be some kind of change from the beginning of the new year. We are waiting for the new information from the ministry, but in general, it's always almost the same. However, Here, you can gain the information up to date, most likely from Cadre International.
Yes, I would just like to add that the Czech visa is the most complicated and the lengthiest visa. No, Poland sometimes they do have problem because I think last year I mean something happened that they found few of the fake cases as well, so they stopped the visa for some times. After that, they just started and giving the applicant. But keep in mind that you should keep in mind to apply for the visa at least 3 to 4 months before, because you never know, it may take time. No? But it's easier than Czech one. Czech has got the I mean many of the other requirements which I mean Polish visa don't have.
All right. Question by Basma. What is the closest international airport to the university from Asia?
So that was already mentioned in the presentation. The best and the convenient is Warsaw, so the capital city of Poland. And from there, as I mentioned, you can just grab a train bus connection to Olsztyn, and it would be taking approximately above 2 hours.
Okay. Question by Omar. Do the students need IELTS from IGCSE student? And what is the minimum score in the A-level subjects?
So it is IELTS. It's not mandatory at all for those that the instruction at their high school was fully done in English. So it includes British curriculum and American curriculum and other curriculums. And however, there is a requirement that the full instruction done in your high school will be covered in English. When it comes to the minimum scores, excuse me, that was also mentioned by me. So basically, the best would be Bs and up. If your score would be below that, then of course you would need to wait for the admission committee decision if we can accept you or not.
Okay, let me add this one for the IELTS or TOEFL. You just need a letter from the school that that you have studied in English. No, so that's all they want. So if you don't have TOEFL, IELTS, or PT, that letter will serve. No, that's fine.
All right. Sayed Farhan is asking about the transfer possibility if he's already studying in a first semester of the university. So what options do you have?
Of course, we have such options for transfer students. So if you would be then passing the first year, you can apply to our university as a transfer student. Of course, there might be some slight minor program differences, and you would need to catch them up. But we have to check the programs of your medical school and compare them to our program and see if we can accept you. We will give you any kind of information, and based on that reply, you will make the decision if you would want to accept such a transfer. So basically, the time frame for that is same as mentioned for the admission. We need all documents from a transfer student somewhere at the beginning of July.
All right. Aliza is asking, what can you tell us about the Muslim community? How well are the needs accommodated to Muslims?
As I mentioned, there are 30 nationalities, and many of our students are coming from the Middle East or Asia. So we have or even here from Europe, they have some Muslim backgrounds. Then in Europe in general, there are no problems in Poland here as well. As I said also, when it comes especially to our university, we are one of the friendliest. Of course, we don't have any kind of mosque. However, the students are praying in dorms, or they have some place where they can pray. When it comes to halal meat, of course, such an option is available. Halal meat can be, let's say, both here in Alston, or many students are ordering such meat, and it's brought on the next day to them to their dorm. So there is no options, let's say, no difficulties from my side and from the students as well.
All right. Sita is asking, if the student does the NEET exam, is there any score that can get the exemption from the entrance exam?
Yes, I would say we with 270 and up, that would be something that that we would expect from a candidate. But NEET, we talk only about those that are already holding a NEET result, because we know when NEET results for this year, upcoming year, are announced, then it's going to be unfortunately too late for you for proceeding with the visa. So that is why we don't accept this, I would say. Of course we accept, but then unfortunately the time frame for this visa process, as Dr. Kadri even mentioned, it's 2 to 3 months or even longer. So unfortunately we wouldn't be accepting you when it comes to the results of NEET from year 2025.
All right. Question by Durjoy about the requirements for British curriculum. I think we already discussed that. So we'll be avoiding repetitive questions. I'm also dropping in our contact details. So feel free to contact us, send us your documents, and then we can check and let you know. Question by Durjoy again. How can the chances of being admitted be improved?
That is a good question, but this kind of question should be shared more likely right now to your high school, because this kind of preparation, and if someone is still in the final year, so you have to focus in the science subject, as I mentioned, because these results would be, as example, when it comes to British curriculum, we will check and we will be admitting based on these results. So biology, chemistry, physics, or math, that is something that you have to focus and score the best. Score means to have the highest knowledge, because that would be also helping you later on to have a smooth first year without any kind of difficulties. Of course, we have some here books that can be maybe helpful to being prepared for the admission. On the other side, if someone requires the competency exam, then the level of expectation is the knowledge from the high school. So whatever you are right now following in your high school, it is sufficient enough. So as example, CBSE, if someone has the science subject, science curriculum, that is good. You have to have particular minimum score, I would say, that we are recommending. A-levels we discussed, American curriculum also, that APs would be highly recommended.
All right. Aliza is asking, what credentials do most of the professors or faculty in the general hold?
And can I know what kind of credentials, especially here?
Mr. Pavel is asking about what are the qualifications they hold.
I know, but in general, if someone is a professor, so basically, when it comes to medicine, you have to be a specialist in particular field. So I don't know exactly what the person wanted to find out. As I mentioned also in the presentation, we have an international team of our academic staff that was experience or is experience and works closely or been working in US, UK, or Germany, so they are fluent in English. So basically, or maybe I would say answer that way. Our medicine students, our graduates are scoring during the final licensing exam. They are always in the tops. Last year, we've been taking the first place, and always we are around the best medical schools with the highest scores. It's equal as, I would say, USMLE exams. So this is around Poland. So maybe this is giving you any kind of idea. And practical hands-on training, this is something that our professors especially are looking for. I hope that was what you expected to hear.
All right. Question by Omar. Did you mean to have to bring the letter from school that he studied in English, even though if he studied British curriculum?
British curriculum, there is no must. However, it would be good, but it's not mandatory.
I mean, it's better to have, because sometimes
in general,
sometimes the university need that money. Yeah.
Yeah, because not only the university, sometimes during the visa process, the
Yes.
council is asking about your knowledge, English knowledge. So basically, it is good, even though I know that British curriculum is fully covered in English, but the visa, so the embassy, they are not educators and not consultants, educators. So that is also one of the reasons why Dr. Kadri was saying it is really good to have this kind of letter.
All right. Question by Sita. The dissection of the cadavers, is it on real dead bodies or the dummy ones? If so, if it's a real one, from which year then?
As I mentioned, that our goal is to provide you with the top quality of education. So that is why also the cadavers are real body. So here we do not use any kind of dummies or any kind of virtual cadavers. There are some tools, support tools, of course, where our anatomy departments use 3D or virtual reality even cadavers, but that is for self-studies. And here anatomy, it is already starting from year 1. And as example, also what you cannot find in other universities, as example, during anatomy year 1, our students have to already use ultrasound. Of course, not as a radiologist, but in general, they are using ultrasound and looking through the structures of the human body and have to name the structure even with the use of ultrasound or CT or MRI scans.
All right. Question by Umar. Do the students need any volunteer certificates? If so, how many? And is there any need for a personal statement?
I think that that first, second, third question are the same. That I mean, we don't need any recommendation letter, no TOEFL, no IELTS, and about the English also we have just explained this one. So you don't need any recommendation letter, personal statement, and another thing is extracurricular certificate cannot affect, because it mainly depends on the entrance examination and your score. No.
This is only something that it's worth being mentioned, because there was a previous question. What can I do to increase my chance for admission? That this extra curriculum is beneficial in general for you, for your studies during year 1. The more knowledge you have, the better for you. If you have already any kind of experience at the hospital as a nurse assistant or anything, that would be helping you to have better year one. But as Dr. Kadri was saying, when it comes to the admission, we don't require it at all. We are taking, we consider your application just based neither on our entrance exam, so the competency exam, or your final results from your final exam.
Well, for this extracurricular activities, sometimes they mention they mean sports or the debate or something, which is not really helpful. However, if you work in the hospital as a volunteer or as a trainee, that may help, but it
Of
does not
course,
affect the entrance examination.
of course. However, sport is good maybe for their well-being.
Yeah, yeah.
Are there
All right.
opportunities for internship? Yes, of course, there is an option. So there are few options. Being already a graduate, you can stay in Poland and start the internship in Polish language and then specialize here in Poland. But that would be the internship in Polish language. So there is a must to know Polish. Second option is that you can have an internship in English, and then you can work anywhere around the European Union as well. Third option, with our degree, you just entering any particular country and fulfilling their requirements according to the license. So if there is an internship, then you will be participating in their process. So the internship might be then needed. However, this is an individual country regulation.
All right. Question by Neil. After doing medicine in your university, will the students get a license to practice in the exam, or do they have to give a special test? If so, then how is it going to be?
So I mentioned about this special test when we been discussing it about this competency of our professors. So I mentioned that our students, our graduates, are scoring this final licensing exam around Poland with the best results. That to gain the license, of course, the graduates have to pass a licensing exam, but that exam would be held in English. So there is nothing that you should be afraid, and basically the general preparation after 6 years would be quite helpful for you to pass. So as I mentioned, majority don't has any kind of difficulties with passing that exam.
All right. With that being said, I think I've answered over 20 questions. One more question by Lisa. Is your university research intensive? If so, do students get to participate or take part in any kind of research?
Of course, as every university, otherwise we wouldn't be called a university. We have to be intense in the research area, and also students are involved in it. However, they have the option because not everyone is willing to be active in the research field. As I mentioned in my presentation, there is many options. There are more than 30, as far as I remember, student scientific circles where you can already have the introductory, or even our students of higher years are making already publishing some papers, research papers. They visiting any kind of conference, congress, where they do have some kind of presentation. The university supports them, covers sometimes the cost, or fully covers the whole participation. So here options are available, and we support our students, especially in that area. So that is always a priority for our university.
Right. Since there are no more open questions, this is where we can end the Q&A session as well. Once again, we've dropped the contact details. I'm just going to drop them again in the chat box if you would like to know more or if you'd like to apply. And as Mr. Powell mentioned before, University of Warmia, Missouri, and Mr. Powell himself are going to be visiting the Global Education Expo in January. I'm going to be dropping in the details for the registration link as well right here. So you can just go ahead and register yourself if you'd like to visit. And I think this is where we can end the webinar session as well. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you, Mr. Powell, for joining too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Powell.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everybody, for joining us. No, thanks.
Thank you for preparing that